Welcome back, listeners, to the Brighter Side of Blue, our worldwide podcast coming to you from Columbo's Cafe and Tavern in Dogtown, St. Louis. It is the home of the famous thin crust Seabo's Pizza and daily lunch specials. I'm Danny.
I'm Tommy.
I'm JJ.
I'm producer John.
Producer John's in the house working hard on the board over there, doing good. We had a great guest tonight, Paige Spears.
Two.
Yeah, two. Well, one wasn't supposed to be here, but producer John, doesn't do his job anymore. So
You got to listen to the whole show to figure it all out.
Yeah, he just
Could somebody else run the board the rest of the night? I got shit to do.
he just brings in these aces all the time.
I don't know that he does anything other
They make phone calls
He just calls people. Hey, they told me I got to say something tonight. Hey, do you mind coming in and saying
and saying
something
things.
I think he's a genius.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Thank you,
Pretty
JJ.
good.
No, producer John's delegating. He's delegating. He's doing
But
good.
he's like a legend delegator.
Yeah, he is.
He's kind of like the dog whisperer. He's like the legend whisperer.
But in order to see and hear the musings of the producer John tonight, you have to listen till the end, right, Tommy?
Yeah, because we're gonna. He threw a musings on the mic at us with a legend that just you're gonna have to wait for that.
Deserves his own segment.
Yep.
So, all right, John, good job.
He's
Everything you
he's
guys
a St.
say
Louis
is true.
personality, wouldn't you say?
Say it again.
The St. Louis legend.
He's
Yeah.
right. Personality, but yeah.
100%. This is our
100%.
last show before Christmas. And so we want to say thank you to everybody and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all our listeners worldwide. 56 countries, 96.7 million listeners
And growing.
viewers and growing. We want to say Merry Christmas. Enjoy the season. Can
I say something?
Yeah.
Since I don't have to say anything later because I delegated, I just want to recognize all the first responders and civilians that have to work on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's not easy, but it's being away from your family is hard. But I always really appreciate it, and we all work the holidays.
Missing holidays.
Yeah, missing holidays.
And it was kind of like it was kind of cool in a way because people kind of treated you different even on the street, but it kind of builds that camaraderie too with your coworkers because
You spending Christmas with them?
yeah. Everybody else is at home, joining.
Well, there's other businesses open too, and God bless those people who
But getting back to
their
what
time too.
100%.
Real quick though, because of the foundation, which we all love, it's been
The Police
great.
Foundation.
Police Foundation has been great to us. They always have
The
something
best food.
for us at
Hot
the police
food.
station.
And they always
meals.
find that great place in St. Louis. What restaurant it is, I don't know what it is this year, or what server, or what bar. And they always hook up with somebody, and they load it up. They get those meals delivered to the or
It's usually a hot
sometimes
place.
they'll
Usually-
go and have a buffet.
That's what it is.
in each
That's what they
station.
do. That's what they do now.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
You know
But
what?
producer
Those
John
were
took
good, too.
time.
Ain't no bullshit there.
No.
Producer John just took time
almost
to
better
thank all the
work.
I'm speaking. When my
almost better to work.
when my lips are moving, I'm usually trying to communicate something. So
I'm
if
sorry.
your
Are
lips
you
are
talking-
moving at
you
the
say
same
something?
time,
Did you say that? I'm sorry.
yeah, right there.
Sorry.
So producer John took the time to thank the first responders working on the holidays and missing holidays. Schicker Ford of St. Louis is one of our biggest sponsors, and they didn't want to say anything about selling cars this week. Their message this week was all the listeners and all the first responders out there have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and be safe. That was their message.
That's awesome.
So that's good.
That's a family right there, like you said when you bought your car from there. You don't only buy a car from there.
You get a family.
You get a family.
And they're actually in the trunk. It's weird. And you have to care for them.
First
and you
there
have
was
to
the
feed
trunk
them.
monkey. Now there's the trunk
family.
shickers.
Trunk Schicker family.
They'd
Yeah,
be pissed. It's been a long night. We started early. It's still going.
You get an issue. You get a little road rage. You just pop that trunk, and then the shickers pop out.
The
Just
Schicker comes out. Hey,
beat the shit out of
I'm
people.
hungry as hell. Feed me. Yeah. They're expensive. Little bastards. But, time for a quick word from our sponsors. Remember, listeners, you can go buy a Ford from many places, but when you buy it from Schicker Ford of St. Louis, you get a car and a family. The service after the sale is second to none. They've been huge supporters of law enforcement for over 60 years. You get the same treatment if you visit Schicker Jeep Chrysler Dodge in Washington, Missouri. So,
when you don't want to bicker about the price
Now, where the heck do you bring that car when you first get it?
What I would do is you got to unwind afterwards, and whenever you want to unwind after a shift, buying a car, or just a good night out, you head to Columbo's Cafe and Tavern in Dogtown, St. Louis, where craft brews are on tap. Solid pub grub, a vibe that says real people, real stories. Near the heart of St. Louis, bring your squad or just bring your appetite. Located on Manchester in historic Dogtown, Columbo's is where community roots meet good times. Visit columbosstl.com or drop in tonight. Tell them the brighter side of blues sent you. Columbo's, for people who work hard and play harder.
Today is that I am so prepared for your smart-ass comments on this.
I'm not gonna
But
say
today is National Short Person Day.
All right.
Today it's celebrated, and we don't know who started the day, but it's gained a ton of momentum, and it's really just to celebrate and build the confidence of those that consider themselves short, and also to acknowledge the benefits of people that are short.
Does that include babies too?
No. A short person, not short baby.
I ain't saying shit about this.
No, because I got you. I have a hammer. When you say your smart-ass comment that you're going to say, I got the hammer. But anyway, so I dug deeper into this. I peeled the onion on Short Person Day. So in the United States of America, and I'm taking guesses, the average height of a female, any guesses?
5'6".
5'2".
5'2", 5'6".
5'4".
Okay, the average height of a female in the United States is 5'4" to 5'5". The average height of a male?
5'8".
5'9".
to
5'8", 5'9"?
5'8" to 5'10".
10.
It's 5'10". So, did you read my notes, producer?
I
John?
read your mind.
It's 5'10"
Average height is 5'10".
for a male.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying, yeah.
and so those people that are below that, they have a day. Today is their day. But what this day always brings up is that one of the most famous short people in history is Napoleon Bonaparte.
I was going to say, I wish I had
Napoleon. And I'm glad you said that because he wasn't short. In his era, for a Frenchman, he was 5'7", and that's considered very tall.
Really?
It's a total myth. And so, isn't that wild? That
Crazy that 5'7" was tall sometime. at some point.
5'7" for a male in the Frenchman era, in a French era, Napoleon
So
was
you're
a
saying-
tall general.
So
I,
you're saying-
I think he was just short in conversation.
Yeah, he was brief.
So,
He's a
so
short-
are you saying
he's a
French,
short answer.
Wait a minute, no. You're saying French people are short.
I'm just saying.
In general.
In that era, he was tall at 5'7".
Okay.
That's it. So what I was defending, I'm ready to defend you. Is going to say something about, we haven't talked about little
Isn't there
people
a
or anything like
complex
that.
named after Napoleon? The Napoleon complex?
Napoleon
Yes.
complex, and so the whole complex is based on a falsity.
Interesting.
That's wrong, then.
It's totally
I'm
wrong.
just throwing that out there.
But there is a day for little people. Dwarfism Day is October 25th. So this has nothing to do with Dwarfism
saying
Day. That's October 25th.
Not touching that.
Yeah, no, but there is a day.
Good for them.
Yeah, there is a day.
What about
So,
tall people?
I don't know if there's a tall person day.
I say we create today as Tall People Day. Tomorrow, because we can't do today.
You can't do it today.
We're going to do it tomorrow.
You can't have short people and tall people the same day.
This is everybody day. JJ.
Medium height.
When I get
That
my
really
picture
pissed
taken
him off
around
if
you
you-
guys, though, I'm 6'1". I look like I'm like 5'8".
Yeah, but without this neck, I'm like 5'6".
Yeah, that neck is that good 6-inch neck.
Howard, how come you can't dunk? How many 5'7" white guys do you see dunk? Without this neck, I'm 5'7". Anyway, there is what it is. Tommy, over the history of our department, Christmas parties have been legendary.
Oh,
Some of the best Christmas.
Law enforcement Christmas parties are legendary.
I mean, I remember back in the day, it'd be every night. You the whole month of December, you'd be at somebody's Christmas
parties.
party. And then the one was better than the other. John brings up the great one. But talk about the circuit attorney's office party.
When the
Johnny.
circuit attorney's office was at their old place on 14th and Market,
Yeah.
up in where their offices were, they were individual offices, but they had they were like small offices,
Right.
and there was offices in the middle and offices around the perimeter, and the circuit attorneys were also always fun people to hang around with. But one year we went, and every office had a different cocktail. So one had like margaritas, and one had Tom Collins, and one had champagne. And it was the best party I've ever been to.
I
wish I was
Other
still
than the
there.
fact he lost his car that night.
Oh boy.
No, he just
Yeah, and it was before Uber, so I just had to walk.
You walked home.
Good.
Yeah, that's
No,
right.
I went down
can't
to
find
check.
my car. I'll find that motherfucker tomorrow. I'll find that thing tomorrow.
I walked over to headquarters and just checked myself in like
For
on
12
Andy
hours.
Griffith.
Yeah, on Andy
And then
Griffith.
what were some of
Like
the other
Barney.
ones?
Otis Campbell.
the to this day, the 6th District detective Harry Hager runs a Christmas party to this day that they've been doing forever.
Very
Just
nice.
let tons of legends that show up there. You know, Tom Murphy, who's been on the show, and Joe McCullough, who's been on the show, Harry Hager, who's been on the show. And then I got a call from there from Tom Murphy, says, I got Rich Brogan here. And Rich Brogan is a legendary detective, and he earned the nickname of Father Brogan because of how he could get confessions out of people, because he would talk to them and
Yeah.
get confessions out of them. Well, guess whose case that he may or may not have gotten the confession of the killer?
Who?
Sister Pat.
Oh,
So there's a possibility we're trying to get Rich on. And Rich doesn't live around or in and out of the St. Louis area, but we're trying to get Rich on with the help of some other guys and see if
that'd
he
be a
can come in
great
and
show.
talk
Yeah,
talk
we're
about
going to do a
Sister
show
Pat.
on that.
What? I don't know nothing about Sister Pat. What are you talking about?
We talked about it for 20 minutes
Not
on
to-
2 podcasts ago.
Oh.
And you were sitting right there.
I didn't
But
pay
so
attention.
I don't.
Pay attention to that.
Yeah,
shit.
that's all right.
Well, remind me. I don't remember.
No, I refuse to remind you. You were sitting right there when we spoke about it.
Go back and watch the episode. Jim.
Yeah,
I don't
go
watch
back and
this.
watch
I don't,
yourself.
I don't watch this shit.
You wouldn't be caught dead watching this shit.
I knew the answer. I just wanted
ain't
you to
watching
remind.
this,
I
ain't
need you
watching this
guys to
fucking show.
say it so people that don't listen, this might be their first time.
Like you.
Oh, okay. That would now I can. That would be a legit reason to do that.
It's kinda
Because
how
he
I
was
s-
trying to make you say who's Sister Pat,
Right.
to re-energize the listeners to listen to the upcoming show.
100%.
That if we get Rich Brogan on,
That's probably true, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
But
I'm the idiot here.
no,
Right.
no. But that's okay. Let's just
but
move
it's
on.
the Christmas season, so he's kind of laying off of you.
No, no.
Look at
It's
this.
all good.
What the fuck happened, dude?
Look at this. I'm bleeding.
Show everybody that.
I just got shanked.
What the fuck happened?
Well, he shanked me. No, seriously. I made that
Are
comment.
you that fragile now?
No, he reached under and shanked me. It's
Hey,
weird.
if you can watch rewind, my hands never left the table.
No, you shanked me. This day in 1882.
Back in the day.
This is my Christmas this day in history, JJ.
Uh-oh, here we go. Come on.
So every year we
Sorry, what year?
you decorate your Christmas tree
I know.
with lights,
Things?
string lights, right?
Some do.
We take string lights for granted. In 1882, Edward H. Johnson
Big J.
invented the Christmas tree lights. He was vice president of Thomas Edison Electric.
Makes sense.
He was great friends with Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb.
But-
And he said to himself, I think I can. Back in the day, JJ, they just put on their Christmas trees, they just put literally in the pines candles,
right?
open candles. And more people died and houses burnt down because their Christmas trees caught
Are you
fire.
shitting me?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
I know
I knew that.
I know they're highly flammable.
Yeah, and they would just put candles in there.
Yeah.
And so Mr. Johnson says, hey, I work for the Edison Electric Company. He strung together 80 light bulbs from there and strung them together and made them red, white, and blue, strung them around his tree, and then he put them on a pine box that had a little crank that turned the tree
Wow.
6 times a minute.
Wow.
And so it was the first tree with Christmas tree lights on. And he wanted to, great social media guy, he lived in Manhattan, but he called a reporter from the Detroit Post and Tribune to come up and document and describe in detail what's going on with this light. And he did. It was beautiful. It didn't go over at all because in 1882, the electricity was a nobody trusted it. They didn't believe in this new technology.
Wow.
They keep it away from me, this electricity stuff.
Although
Let me
the
go.
open flame candles
I'm
are
sticking with
safer.
my candle.
I'm sticking with my
I'm sticking
candle.
with my candle.
I don't believe in that shit. Electricity, that's out.
Okay.
And so it's unbelievable.
That's
so, and also,
How many houses burnt down, you think?
Oh my God, thousands all the time.
Half of them.
So then in 1895, Grover Cleveland was the president of the United States.
13 years later.
Yeah. So he said, I want to decorate the White House tree with these light bulbs.
From Big J.
And they did it. And it started to gain a little popularity amongst the elite.
They trusted
because a string of 16 lights was $3.
Ooh, that's
I'm sorry,
big money.
$16, which is the equivalent of $300 today.
Oh,
so
wow.
only 6 lights, $300. So only the elite could afford it. But Grover Cleveland put it out there and it started to get more notoriety. Then in 1903, General Electric, you know these companies, they started to make them, mass produce them. The big thing that made them popular is after 1903 and into 1940, you no longer required an electrician to put your Christmas light strands up.
You had to call an electrician.
You had
back
to
in the
call
day?
an actual electrician to come and hang your 16 bulbs up. 1940, electricity was standard and well accepted, and then the light bulbs came on, and now we have string lights.
That's a good story. I didn't know any of that.
It put half the people in the crowd asleep, but it was a good
Right.
story.
They're all quiet.
Quietest crowd we ever had here in Columbus. I can tell you that. But you know what? When you put your Christmas tree lights up, don't you want to think a little bit about the
crazy.
origin about them?
I think it was a very good
See,
story. And I think it's
do.
crazy that I knew that they did candles because I don't know how I knew that, but I did. That is insane.
Yeah.
Putting
These-
candles in a tree.
But
I don't know who
it just,
came up with that idea.
I don't know.
no, that was a thing. They walked around with candles. That's how they used light. They didn't have lanterns, electric lanterns.
Pyromaniac
Next week,
did?
can you work on the mistletoe where that all came from?
I got you. I got you.
I think the mistletoe's a good.
I got
There's
you.
got to be a good
The
story.
holidays, the Christmas will be over by then.
There's got to be a good story about the mistletoe.
about the mistletoes.
where that
The
came from.
the story with the part where they say they mistrusted electricity. No way. Reminds me of when the internet first came on board.
Bing.
I never forget the NBC show, the morning news show.
Matt Lauer and Katie Couric.
Katie Couric said, "This thing, what do they call it? The interweb." And they're like,
Remember
nobody
signing
trusted
on
it.
back in the day? You get all that music.
AOL.
great.
And now here, look at
That's
us now.
great.
Now we have AI. Now we have people doing
And
our job.
electricity.
And electricity.
Electricity from 1882 that was non-trusted for the
100%.
Christmas lights.
100%. You like that story, producer John?
I love that story.
Now you know who came who also gave the Christmas lights a little different is the people that cut grass. They're like, hey man, we got this off season. We don't know what to do with this off season.
Brilliant.
And they just started ordering up some Christmas lights, and they're like, hey,
We install
cut your
Christmas
grass.
lights
We
in the
install
winter.
Your Christmas lights.
I have a
Come
guy.
take them down.
I have a guy that puts my Christmas lights up.
And then you rent them. I mean, it's like a rental, and then they come
No,
back
he,
and take them out.
he carries them with him.
Right.
Is
And
he an
he's-
electrician?
No, he's a handyman.
Right.
He's a good man.
Not Dave, is it?
No.
Dave's a super name.
Do you have a
that
good
cuts
night
down
display?
trees and-
Christmas display
No.
at your house?
No, it's not that good. I mean, it's fine.
Mine's very
I could
mediocre.
give two shits about it.
What's that?
Really?
About the lights. We have just a string of lights going across.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I'm
all
not
we
a
do.
big.
I have a
not
wreath.
big in-
I'm
I
not
have a big lighted wreath.
We're
That's what I
simple.
got.
Can
Basically simple.
I make a point
Yeah,
Hey.
go ahead and make a point.
on the previous subject? The origins of mistletoe is the ancients revered the mistletoe as a sacred plant because it grew without roots, seemingly suspended between heaven and earth. So that's how it
Let me go back to my
why do
lights.
people start?
I gotta
making out of it?
at least give a holler out to
There's
the guy
no-
that does it for me. Sorry, John.
No, go ahead.
Tim Overman is my handyman guy. He's a mover and a shaker kind of guy. Works his ass off. But anyway, he does it for me, and he listen. The only reason I mention his name is he listens to the podcast, so I gotta give him a shit.
All right. That's huge.
Danny, can you show that arm? What the fuck happened, dude?
I'm
I
telling
mean, he's
you
over
right
here
now.
gashed up.
On this,
I'm telling you, you shanked me.
hey, can we call a medic in here?
Right.
Get a medic. I'm shanked.
We got a judge back there. We got.
towel though. Seriously,
if somebody had a
I get
napkin,
paper towel.
could you stitch me up? Let's
This
do
is
a-
show drama right
could
here.
you do
We
a
need to-
field dressing?
We need to get some show drama going on here, dude. I was looking at that going, what in the?
I think I need
What did you
stitches.
do? Seriously,
I don't know, brother. I think I just caught it on something. You know what I mean? That'd be a.
it's dangerous up in here. This is a dangerous podcast. That's probably the most hurt you've been in your whole career.
It's dangerous. Pickleball injury. Pickleball injury.
You've never been so injured.
Oh my God.
Went through a whole career, never even got bloody.
So far, this might be the worst intro we've ever done, but let's keep going.
No, we are ready for JJ's end. We are wrapping up.
Oh, shit.
We got a couple good interviews coming up. Hurry the fuck up. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get done.
This timing's all about the timing. It's kind of...
Still my favorite song.
To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe.
JJ's getting a lot better since the music started.
Yeah.
I mean, he's timing it out. I mean, that is just pure.
But who's
straight
that from?
up?
Who's that
Actually,
from?
Unadulterated
my
wisdom.
buddy from grade school, Mark Dietrich.
Send it to you?
He sent me the 3. I got 3. This is the second
I
one.
mean, that's just straight up wisdom.
Greg kind of abandoned me. Columbo.
And Postal Dave.
Postal Dave hasn't sent me anything. My brother hasn't sent me anything.
I think they stopped when he kept fucking them up.
You get discouraged.
Nah, Postal Dave will send me another one. Once he hears, he'll send me.
And I like that everybody only sends him like a sentence now.
That was a long one.
Nobody's like, hey,
No
man,
big words.
We don't need.
No big-
We don't need
Listen,
to confuse
assholes.
JJ with
That
like
was a long one.
4 sentences and
No
shit.
big words.
Yeah, that was kind of
Keep
two-parter.
the
that,
shit
man.
simple.
That was a 2-parter.
Everybody's kind of getting.
I'm just glad you didn't ask
I
me
think
to
everybody's getting into the rhythm now of how we can do this stuff.
Oh my God. Enjoy Paige Spears and Tommy.
No, I got a good story. If you want to hear a good story, about well, it comes from Joe Walsh from the old 3rd District, and it kind of ties in to other people that we've talked about on this show before.
Yep.
And Joe was telling the story
And
that,
National Short Person Day.
Oh, and it kind of works into National Short Person Day too.
National Seahorse Day.
Jeez, and there we go.
But then, so Joe is they're on patrol, and they look down the alley, and they see a galvanized pool. On top of these little legs are coming out of the bottom of the galvanized pool. So he's like, "All right, I don't know what's going on.
It's upside down galvanized
It's
pool.
upside down,
And they're walking
galvanized
down the
pool,
street with it?
and they're walking down the alley."
Okay, and it's over their head.
And it's over their heads, so they can't see what's going on. And Joe and his partner come behind the galvanized pool, and they just get out, and they walk up to the galvanized pool, and they bang their nightsticks on the galvanized pool. Boing, boing. They're like, what the fuck? And they get up. They don't know what they're up against yet. And then the people that are underneath the thing turn it to the side and put it to the side. And lo and behold, it's the seahorses. And then, but the striking thing was they were going down the thing just perfectly. Well, it turns out one of the seahorses, you know, where you empty the galvanized pool, he was using that as an eye hole. and they were just going down, and they were just going down the alley.
God, that is
Wait a
precious.
minute. Were they stealing it?
Does anybody care?
Yeah,
no.
That's
They were
kinda
doing
funny.
somebody a favor by taking it out of their backyard.
Yeah, no shit.
Because everybody that got one, it was cute when they got it. And then it was when they needed to get rid of it. They're like, "What the fuck?
What do we do with this thing?
Let's
we
call
had-
the
we had-
seahorse.
we
I had
Let's-
one growing up.
we had
Let's
one
call the
growing up.
seahorses.
You make the currents. You go around and circle.
Ours was
Whirlpool.
Ours was a 3-footer.
Oh, 3 foot high.
3 foot high. Yeah.
The seahorses couldn't have done that one. They would have.
You would see the ankles.
It would have scraped on the ground. It would have had sparks.
Apparently, the galvanized pool was a seahorse's natural habitat.
There's so many people that listen don't know what we're talking about.
I know.
I'll put the picture of the seahorses up.
Yeah.
And the galvanized pool.
Danny, this gash is something
It's
else.
something else.
He needs to go to the hospital.
Before I lose
I think, yeah, we need
consciousness,
to- yeah,
what
we
about
need to
our
get-
communities?
Gotta get
The
stitched up.
communities that support law enforcement are safer places to live. We need to get Danny to the med stop.
Enjoy Paige Spears.
Peace.
Oh, shit.
Sick motherfuckers.
Word from our sponsors. Looking for a place to unwind, celebrate, or just pull up a seat with a good company and a fine cigar? Head to Riverman Cigar Company, located at 8984 Watson Road. They're not just a cigar shop. They're a premium lounge where craftsmanship meets chill. From Padron to AJ Fernandez, the humidor is stocked. The sonic humidifier with reverse osmosis keeps every stick tasting top tier. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned aficionado, they've got events, education, and a cozy spot to kick back. Call 314-843-3355 or check them out online, rivermancigar.com, where quality matters and the vibe's right.
Now, Tom, where does Dan from Riverman Cigar go when he's selling all those cigars at a high price?
Making all the money.
Yeah, making all the money. Where does he go after that?
He should head on out to Avail Professional Services. It's based in St. Louis, but it has reach across Missouri and Illinois. They're experts in tax planning, payroll, bookkeeping, HR support, and they don't stop until you're under control. Whether you're a solo hustler or a growing firm, Avail brings a high-touch service with real-world results. Visit availproserve.com for your free consultation. Avail Professional Services, when every financial detail matters. Go see Dr. Dussold, otherwise known as Marty Bird. Huge supporter of law enforcement. Go see him. Marty.
The Birdman.
Yep.
Producer John, it is that time. Are you sitting on a musings at the microphone with Producer John?
Well, as usual, I didn't do any research or prepare anything, so I just I reached out to Bill McClellan to see if he would help me out.
This is the new pattern.
That's good.
And here he is, Bill McClellan.
There he is.
Perfect.
Danny?
Another
Welcome.
legend.
Another legend. So, Bill, lately, John has become so lazy that he only has really, besides running the board over there, musings at the microphone is his responsibility every week. In the last 3 weeks, he calls into the bullpen and brings some legend out. Moqua, retired Sergeant Ron Clyer, and now Bill McClellan. So I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't put myself in the category of Ron Clyer.
Nobody's in that category.
I remember when Ron was a narcotics detective, the T's and Blues brothers.
Right.
It was Clyer and Jordan.
Lewis.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, they were tremendous. They were tremendous. And then, of all places, Ron Clyer went to Internal Affairs.
Yeah,
Right.
with me. I
It
was
was
his
odd.
deputy commander. It was a joke.
It was
Well, I remember
Apparently.
Clyer used to say that when somebody was going to make a complaint on him, he'd say, "Well, good, because the pile can only go so high. So if we put a new one on the top, one goes come off the bottom."
That is so true. Bill, earlier we had Paige Spears on.
I saw Paige just for a moment before I came on. What you guys did for Paige Spears.
And you.
Well, I tried for several years. I did write columns about how Paige had been over-sentenced, getting life for a robbery. And I said he should get some credit for not shooting anybody.
Yeah.
right.
And a newspaper guy like me can complain on, and the politicians tend to ignore it. As soon as you guys got involved, people paid attention, and Paige got out, and it was a joy to see him tonight.
Looking good.
He's looking
Looks great.
great. He's working at a clothing shop, as
Yeah.
you probably know, and he looks like it.
Right, he does.
Does he
He's
remind
sharp.
you of Ozzie Smith or not? Just the way he talks and the way he was dressed tonight, he had a little Ozzie Smith on.
He does.
And now that you say that, I never would have put that together. But
Yeah.
yeah. He does have a Ozzie Smith, and natty dresser. It was just fun to see him.
Yeah,
It's a
fun
neat
to-
story, isn't it? How producer John did that with him, and just it's a feel good story, and it's neat to see
Oh,
Paige
well,
succeeding.
Good Christmas story.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful story all around. And like I say, when police get involved in something to help a guy who's in prison, people tend to listen. And what I liked about Paige's story was he never claimed to be innocent.
No.
Because, most of the guys that I hear from in prison say, "Hey, I didn't do it." And I think, well, that's so hard for me to try to recreate a trial, go through transcripts, figure out who's telling the truth. But Paige just, I did it. I just don't think I should have got life for it.
Right.
Right.
And it made sense. And then, when you talk to Paige, he was a reformed man. I mean, so you guys got that ball down the court. And,
and
God
he's
bless you for it.
Yeah, it's a great thing. We feel
Producer
good about it.
John.
Producer John did all that, and then he gets you on the show. But he gets you on the show, but I can't get you on the pickleball court. So that's a weird thing.
Well,
give me a call, Dan. I'll see if I can get Bill on.
right. Well, my tennis partners include Jerry Layshak, who, of course, you guys know has been on this show, and Sean Bass.
Yeah.
And
Another great friend.
and very briefly, Sean's son.
Devin.
But Devin was so fast and so athletic that one of us would hit the ball and think the point's over,
And he'd
all of
track
a
it
sudden
down.
it comes back.
Yeah.
And we said, this isn't working. So,
You banned him?
So yeah,
Devin's out.
and I'm just kind of a snob about tennis. Not that I'm very good at it, Danny, as you know.
No, you are good
But
at it.
there's something about like run, on the pickleball, you can't run and make a shot. And I mentioned that to one of my friends who said, when was the last time you ran and made a shot? And I said, I think about 3.5 years ago, but I did it.
You can run and make a shot in pickleball, just shorter distances.
Hey, Bill.
I'm getting you on the
I think
court.
it's time to switch over.
What, were you watching him play tennis?
No, I'm not.
People who've watched me play
just
tennis
wrong.
say the same thing. They say, you really,
That's so wrong.
you ought to start playing pickleball. This tennis court is too big for you. So
You would love it. You would love it. Hey, Bill, last time we spoke to you, you said something that I found fascinating. The change, you were a police reporter.
yeah.
I can't remember the years you said. You did the police beat in the 80s?
Yeah, I was the night police reporter in 81 and 82.
And you had an office in police headquarters.
Yes, we did. And right out of an old movie.
Yeah.
It had a couch with the spring showing on it. And we had all the little squawk boxes. And like I said, it was right out of a movie. A friend of mine, Johnny McGuire, who had the job in the county, told me that when he first got there, and he was all excited waiting for the first story, and there was a Globe reporter, of course, who shared the press rooms, and all of a sudden the squawk boxes started going off, something big was happening, and the Globe reporter said to him, "Follow me, kid." And so John followed him, and they went out the street, down the street, and went into a bar. And the Globe reporter said, "They'll never find us here." And because this was in the days before beepers and telephones.
Oh, yeah.
And as you know, it was just a different world.
Right.
And the cops and reporters were friends and traded information, and sometimes the bad guys knew everybody too. I hate to romanticize the old days so much.
Cool, though.
But
That is cool.
it was just, life was more fun and more slack. People got away with things that they just couldn't now.
Right.
Well, I remember you saying you would just go on the elevator floor to floor. You'd walk into the homicide office and go right up to a homicide detective and say, "So what do you got?"
Well, I would. Like, I'd go up to the 4th floor, I think was
Yeah, homicide.
B of I then.
Yeah.
And I'd stop in sex crimes, chat with Mike Dunn and Warren Johnson, and then go on into homicide. And, I knew everybody. And the way it worked, people would say, "Hey, well, don't use this," and of course, with 2 newspapers, a reporter was always trying to get just a little more
Right.
than your competitor.
Right.
So, like, if I could say that she was strangled with the telephone cord, for instance, I'd think that's a good day.
Right.
And of course, my opposition was my good friend Rich Curry,
Yeah.
who was just a great guy, and sometimes more of a police officer than a reporter. I can remember, like, Jacobsmeyer would be talking to us, and Rich would go, "You sure you want that released?" And I'd go, "Rich, come on now." But yeah, Rich was a wonderful guy and a great guy to share the press office with.
Well, that's how you built your reputation. Is like if a cop or a homicide detective said, "Hey, Bill, here's what's going on," but really, don't print that. You would honor that,
Right.
Because if you didn't, then
You'd never
you were
be
done.
trusted
Yeah,
again.
you'd never be trusted again.
Well, and I sometimes tell the story, and young police officers can't believe it, and young reporters are almost offended. But when I was police reporter, Gene Camp was chief, and Camp called me up one day and said, I'd like to have lunch with you, And I said, sure. And we went to O.T. Hodges. And I got a chili in, and the bill was like $6 or something. So I said, hey, I'll get this. And he said, no. And Camp took the bill and walked up to the register, and I was with him, and he put the bill down, and the young man at the register looked at it and said, okay, that'll be, $6 or whatever it was. And Camp pulled out, Camp was upset that he wasn't recognized, and he pulled out his badge and showed it to the kid, and the kid said, that'll be $6, chief. and Camp was furious, and unfortunately the manager came over and said, it's on the house, chief.
Yeah.
It's on the house. And these days the idea that a chief of police would do that in front of a reporter is astounding.
Oh, my God.
And the idea that the reporter would just think it's amusing is astounding. But those were different days.
There were different days, but along with your respect that you built, you had to write some tough stories.
Well, I did. I mean, the thing about being a police reporter is sometimes our goals wouldn't align.
Right.
Usually they would, but sometimes I'd have to write something that I knew people wouldn't like.
Police officers.
Yeah. Police officers wouldn't like. And I thought, well, as long as I'm not betraying a trust, I'm not writing something that somebody told me and said, can't use this. I'm writing something that I'm aware of.
Right.
And I knew people wouldn't like it. But generally, I don't want to say people were better, because it's not that they were, but people were more understanding, I think.
They were better.
They were better.
Well, I think that in today's world,
They got
everybody's just looking to criticize somebody for something. Everybody's just so negative.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, everything.
Well, Bill, what's different now is, and you point this out, you could never be a police beat reporter now, because now there's so many layers that you have to go through before you talk to anybody that's involved in the scene.
And there's PR people now.
Yeah.
Right.
There were never PR people before. And I can remember a few years ago, a fella in homicide, who's not with the department anymore, told me something. And I wrote a column about it. And it didn't make the department look bad or anything. It was just a story. And the PR person was furious and said, we have a leak in homicide. And I thought, since when are you in charge?
Right.
Yeah.
But to a great extent, they seem to be.
Yeah, that's scary.
And I think that in the old days, it was the same way in the circuit attorney's office, for instance. But I think that people enjoyed being in the newspaper and having the public read what they did. It's like Law and Order. People to watch that.
Yes.
And this idea now that police officers and assistant circuit attorneys can't talk to anybody because that we want to control the narrative. It's crazy. And then
I think that for a while we were horrible at promoting good police work. Now, and Joe Spees, the captain, he's captain of the city. Left, went, now he's the chief. He always said that we don't do a good enough job of promoting the good things. And I think our city police department is starting to do that.
Absolutely.
They're getting ahead of things and making it, showing the good work that we do.
When you look at those old,
I want to add one.
when you look at those old police, crime stories, they would name the coppers who made the arrest.
Right.
They would interview them. They would have quotes from them, and the coppers would actually get credit for good police work because you guys would put their names in the paper.
Right.
And that's what and I thought, and that's exactly what I was going to bring up too, John. Is that last time Bill was on, he talked about that's neat to be recognized as a police officer and as an investigator by somebody like yourself, and put it in the paper and said, hey, these guys are out here doing a good, this particular crew, and that's why policemen love the evening world.
Oh God.
Because Ben would put everybody's name in there and give
Give
them
us
nicknames.
nicknames.
They made it.
Oh,
They made it
God.
as fun as could be.
Gosh, I mean Ben Thomas.
Yes.
He was a character just out of the Wild West, and up there, and like I'd be up in the homicide office and sex crimes and bomb and arson with Sirocco and Wyman.
He's in the crowd.
He left.
Sirocco is?
He left. He left
he
just
just
a little
left.
bit ago.
You missed
He's
him.
here.
Sirocco
He's
was
still
in
here.
He's here.
Oh,
Is he here?
Oh well, yeah.
Sergeant Steve Sirocco's in the
Sergeant
house.
Steve Sirocco.
Yeah.
My gosh. Yeah, and hey, Steve.
He's coming on eventually.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. We were
And,
discussing when he's coming on.
Yeah, but Ben would write up things, and he'd quote homicide victims. Holy Moses, get the
Yep.
roses. But his stories always had the ring of truth, more than the stuff I would be writing about. Johnny allegedly shot
yeah,
so and so
Right.
after an alleged fight. Ben would just be writing a blues song about it. Yeah,
He could use slang. He could use. I mean, it was so funny.
Well,
It's one of the things.
actually, criminals like the paper too, though. They love it as much as the police.
Oh, yeah. My wife is retired now, but she was a dentist. And when Ben would have a big birthday party, he'd invite my wife and I, and then he'd put among the guests, and he'd list everybody who'd been there, of course. And my wife would have patients come in and go, "You know Ben Thomas?" I mean, it was better than knowing the governor.
That's so classic.
That is funny.
Yeah, that's the good old days right there. Producer John, what did you sneak Bill McClellan on here for? Do you have a specific topic that you were gonna?
We just took care of it. I
I
think.
think we covered it.
I gotta
I knew
address
it.
this,
No,
Bill.
I knew it.
Years ago, you wrote a story about how the police and the community got along, and you talked about a old photograph of a policeman directing traffic downtown, and there was a bank of snow behind him, and it was Christmas time, and the bank of snow was full of like liquor bottles that people had given to the copper because he directed traffic every day down there.
Right.
What's the story behind that?
Well, that, and that's again how the world has changed. And the picture was from, I don't know, the 50s, early 60s, something like that. And the drivers all would give bottles of liquor to the officer.
Directing traffic.
Yeah, directing traffic. It was like a Christmas gift. And theoretically, he would take them to the district station, and they would be used at the Christmas party. But maybe he just took them home.
He took the good bottles.
Yeah, people had, it was friendlier,
Right.
and the people had a relationship with the cop directing traffic.
Yeah.
Right.
That's such a perfect
Yeah, I
story.
still remember that picture, John. I mean,
I would love to see it, Bill.
oh, me too. And unfortunately, the paper doesn't have enough employees anymore. That like I couldn't call up and say, "Hey, would somebody go to the morgue, our library, and look up this picture?" There's just not enough people.
Yeah.
I mean, the reporters work so much harder than my friends and I used to work.
Well, we are really impressed with one of your coworkers that's been on the show twice now,
Katie Cole.
Katie Cole.
Yeah, oh, well, I think you should be impressed with Katie
Okay,
Cole.
good.
She's good.
I'm impressed with her, too. She's really good.
Yes, she is.
And she's smart and just a great reporter.
Yeah, she
I
really
think,
is.
and then she kind of like you. She gets it,
Yeah.
but she's in a different era. But she gets the old
Right,
old mentality,
all
and
right.
she
Oh.
respects it.
Oh, right. And I wish that Katie had the opportunity to wander around the
Right.
police department and talk to people and say, hey, what's going on? And, a lot of the stories that I would write were not big crime stories, but they'd be little human interest stories.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
About a policeman doing a good turn for somebody.
Yeah.
Or showing up at the wake of some guy who had no other people there. And I wish Katie had the opportunity to do that kind of stuff.
She would be good at it in that environment.
Yes,
she
knowing
would.
her, she would be good in that.
She would have excelled.
To go, being able to go to the fourth floor.
Right.
She could get along with everybody on that
Yes.
fourth
Yes,
floor
she
and,
would.
and talk
Yes,
to
she
them.
would. Yes, she
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, that's awesome. Bill, we love having you on as a guest, and we love when you take John's call. I'm not too cool with you not taking my call about pickleball, but
Well, Danny, ever since your sister accused me of walking out on that bill,
well, hey, it's a fact. It's a fact. And so, no, that's a neat story. So me and Bill were playing tennis, and after between matches, Leishak was on the court, and I said to Bill, you know what? I just found out my oldest sister, Marion, on her bucket list is she would love to sit down with and have tea with Bill McClellan. And I said, Marion, I played poor tennis with Bill. I'll ask him. So between matches, I said, Bill, my sister on her bucket list wants to have tea with you. And he didn't say, hey, you know what, have her give me a call, whatever. He goes, give me her number. And I gave her a number. He called my sister. They had tea. He was late, and my sister busted balls
Did
earlier.
you have tea?
well, I don't remember what I had, but Danny said I was not only late, but then I walked out on the bill.
And I love that. I love that.
Right.
Well, we don't pay bills.
Bill's and fact checking. We're not
It
paying
goes back
bills.
to Chief Camp, right?
yeah, back to Chief
Hey,
Camp.
well,
Bill.
it was a pleasure being here with you guys.
And
Thank you
thanks
so
for
much.
taking
Merry
our call.
Christmas, brother.
Peace.
Thank you.
Time for a word from our sponsors, JJ. If you need some serious security, who do you go to?
Personally, I would go when you're looking for real protection, not just a badge on a wall. Make the call to the Campbell Security Group, based right there in St. Louis. They're veteran-owned and powered by former law enforcement and military professionals, from executive protection to private air security. They got your back. Get a peace of mind when it matters most. Visit CampbellSecurityGroup.com or call 314-499-1121. Campbell Security Group, because safeguarding your world requires more than watchful eyes. It demands proven action.
Tommy, they have a lot of vehicles at Campbell Security Group. If they need repair, where are they heading to?
I'll tell you what, when your car needs real attention, brakes, diagnostic, tires, or full service, you want a shop you can trust. That's Fairway Automotive. 5 locations across the St. Louis area, all family run, all built on honest work and quality repair. Their certified techs don't guess. They diagnose, fix it right, and keep you safely on the road. Fairway backs every job with integrity and a hometown service that's harder to find these days. Visit fairwayautomotive.com to book your next appointment. Fairway Automotive, where it's not just done the right way, it's done the fair way.
As promised, welcome back. We have a special guest a year later, Paige Spears, last St. Patrick's Day, right, Tommy?
So it's not quite a year, but
That's
yeah,
it.
Almost.
9 months, right?
9 months.
St. Patrick.
9 months.
Yeah.
Been released.
Do you have a baby yet?
Huh?
Yeah, 9 yeah. Oh, that's a good.
My God, JJ.
Jesus.
Hey, I just asking.
Well, hey, he didn't waste no time.
He didn't jump in. Paige.
What's 9 months? Shit.
He's simple.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He's
Go
simple.
on.
He's all right.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to follow up and check up on things.
Right.
A lot of things have happened since you've been released, and I know producer John and you had a special relationship that I think he kind of edged the needle towards you. Good things happened to you in getting out. So we just wanted to check in with you.
Hey.
Tommy?
Well, for the people that haven't, followed us from the beginning, this started, probably started a little over a year ago.
Okay.
And Paige reached out to John through his half brother Steve James, and John and Paige developed a relationship. One of those prison relationships, I guess you would call it. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't sound. That doesn't sound right.
Sound right.
Hey,
Every Friday
Sounds
morning.
like
I've
Sounds
never
right
been
to
in
me.
prison.
yeah.
So, but they started communicating with each other every Friday,
Yes,
if I'm not
every
mistaken.
Friday, that's
Every
right.
Friday,
That's right.
Paige would call John, and John heard
Producer
Paige
John.
stories and did some background and found out that there was some snags in the legal system that Paige was up against. That
Yeah.
and you can go back and listen to the show. We did a whole show on it, but Paige ultimately, with John's help, with producer John's help, and some others, not just him,
The governor, our governor,
the
ex-governor.
governor, and Paige had a lot of his friends working in the background too.
True that.
And so through all that noise, and Paige got released on March 17th of last year.
Good day.
It was
Actually, this year.
I know. I keep tripping on that.
I'm at the end of the year. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Me too.
So anyway, that was a day of tragedy for us too. It was a triumph for Paige, but on that day was also the day that
Nathan Spees.
Nathan Spees got his leg crushed in an accident.
On duty.
So it was a day.
And he's this close coming back.
So
Is he really?
So another triumphal story from this whole
Yeah, well-
thing. But well, like Danny said, we wanted to get Paige back on, see how he's doing now, and then we wanted to get a little bit into some of his stories that he had, maybe
Some
from
of your
his
good
past.
stories. Good stories.
But welcome back, Paige, and
Thank
I want to ask him one question quick.
Yep.
You've already asked a question.
No, I didn't.
You better raise the bar.
John, when John first reached out to you, how long did it take when you started thinking this may come to fruition, that this may work? Because I'm sure you were disappointed so many times in the past.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't really believe much in the beginning because I've heard so much
Right.
from people on the
Burnt.
outside that they wanted to support me. But John said something one time. He said that we did some background investigation on you, and you deserve to be out of prison. He said that I'm going to make some phone calls and contact some people in Jeff City, and you're going to get out of there. And nobody never told me that before.
Wow.
You
No.
know, so when he told me that every week when I call him, I say, "What's going on, John? I'm still here, man. I'm still here."
Let me ask you the second question, the second
Yeah.
part question. You have his picture in a frame at your house?
Oh man, most certainly, man. John ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
Right. Dr. Martin Luther
Yeah.
King and John
Yeah,
Frank.
yeah, John ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm very flattered, Paige.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. I got you.
MLK and JPF.
Yeah.
That was so. What has changed since you? What was the biggest change since you've been out?
Good question.
The biggest change is just, you know, seeing how the whole world has changed in 37 years. You know, everything's just changed, you know, road rage and people walking around, you know, looking crazy and, you know, look like everybody just mad out here, man. You know, and I say half of these people should be in prison looking like that out here. You should be smiling, you know, but just adjustment out here is not easy. You know, the first 90 days of my release, I went through identity theft. And,
Well, they got on you
know,
quick.
Yeah, you know, they thought I was deceased. Every time I was trying to get some form of identification, they told me I was deceased. And
So
I'm
somebody
saying,
stole your identification while you were in jail?
Yes, somebody stole my identification while I was incarcerated. So somebody used Paige Spears' name and social security number. So when I got out, I had a problem getting any kind of identification out here, job, anything.
Well, that person died, right? So weren't you
Yeah.
like on the rolls as being deceased?
Yes. Yeah, I went to social security office one time and they told me Paige Spears was dead.
No, I'm
You know.
I got
feeling
rebirth,
better.
baby.
Yeah, you know, I say, you know, I've been
Ladies
real-
and gentlemen, Jesus Christ has joined us on the stage.
exactly. You know, so but yeah, so that was a process in itself, man. You know, being out here, you know, people not knowing who you are as an individual. You know, I still feel like I had a number on me. You know, nobody knew who I was, believing who I was, and you know, I was just an entity out here. You know, but due to having good friends in important places like you all in the news media, you know, I took it to the news media and they got involved and did an investigation and come to find out not only was this happening to Paige Spears, but this was happening to a lot of other people,
Yeah.
you know, and it was a scheme that was coming out of the Department of Correction called the bust out scheme.
Bust out scheme.
Bust out scheme that I don't know if it was, you know, stab people inside the facility, what I don't know, but, you know, the investigation was that they found out that it was a bust out scheme and somebody had used my number.
Wow.
You know, and so once the media got involved, you know, within 24 hours, Social Security office calling me and they straightened all that stuff out, just like that.
You mentioned road rage. You were in 37 years. Come out, and
Yeah.
you saw road rage. Have you seen the new zipper merge?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, the zipper merge.
That makes JJ mad
See-
because they're saying that you're supposed to go up to the end and get in.
When a lane's
JJ's
blocked
theory
off.
is as soon as you get here, as soon as you see the sign that says you know
Merge.
lane ends, you know merge, he thinks you should immediately get over. And if you
No.
go up too far, everybody should just cut you off and not let you in.
No, I
Oh, wow.
No,
You're better.
I
That's
deal
why,
with
yeah,
it.
he-
I deal with it every day. And so
it was
now
probably
I've,
him that you
I've
saw the
seen
road
no.
rage on.
I've changed a little bit of my beliefs, and,
Okay.
I still think that the zipper merge is intended to go down there, not fly to the very end, going as fast as you can and stopping. Is to go down. You can go past the lane.
It's a
but you
zipper,
gotta-
JJ.
It's a zipper. And but a lot of people don't know how to do that. And the people that zipper, I'm like, thumbs up. But there's always still, to this day, some asshole that doesn't believe in the zipper merge, and he zooms right past everybody, and then he stops, and it ruins the
disaster.
zipper merge. It's like getting a snagging your zipper when he gets caught in the coat, kind of like that.
Well, Paige, we're talking about like highway construction when they condense down to one lane, and you're supposed to all merge into the same lane. The zipper.
Right.
So JJ, since day one of this, of this podcast, he's been venting about how much he hates the zipper merge.
Right.
Well, I didn't.
And then you were saying that you witnessed
Have you
road rage.
have you
there was such a
have you
thing
had
as zipper
experience
merge.
that yet?
I think I have. I done jumped out there a couple of times and horns and blew at me and everything. I was like, what the hell I done did?
We didn't know you haven't driven in 37 years.
Yeah, man. I'm saying.
Now, do you have your driver's license, Paige?
Oh, most certainly, man. Most
Good
certainly.
for you.
Oh,
So that
man.
had to be a scary thing to start driving.
Matter of fact, I want everybody to see this.
Yeah, come on.
hell yeah.
We all want to see.
Give us some wins. We heard about a lot of losses.
Look at that.
Look at that, baby.
Yeah, man.
Don't show it to the camera.
I'll take a picture of that and put it up on the screen.
All right,
we don't want
Paige.
that.
Congratulations.
Right,
He'll
we'll
get
put
his
it,
stuff.
he'll get his ID. We'll put it up there
He'll
with
get
the
his
social
identity
security and
stolen.
everything.
Right.
Look at
In all honesty, you look younger since you got out.
I said, yeah.
Well, hey, man, I feel good, man. It's less stressful out here. It may sound ironically, but I'm no longer behind the jail cell. You know what I mean? I'm out here, man. I'm free physically and mentally, and I'm able to go where I want to go. I ain't got locked down for no count time. I ain't got to have somebody tell me when to eat, when to go to bed.
Yeah.
I just feel free, man.
What are you doing now?
Actually, man, it's a lot of things I'm doing, man. Things just coming at me so fast, but I got a great job, man, working at Milano's Men Wear, which is a clothing store.
That's why you look
That's
so
why you
nice.
look so sharp, man.
Yeah,
Is this all? Are you decked out in all Milanos right
It's
now?
all Milano's, man.
You are
Is there a
looking sharp.
mannequin at the store that doesn't have that sweater on right now?
No.
Right.
Because you look like a mannequin right now. You're all
hey,
decked out.
thank you,
to
man. Thank
to
you,
the
man.
tens.
Thank you, man.
To the nines.
Uh,
What is it?
but yeah,
I think nines, but ten's
then
good too.
I do motivational speaking now. I go around, man, and wherever I'm invited, man, to give my testimony, I normally do that.
You've been doing that.
What's your
yeah.
strongest message? What's the okay? You do some motivational speaking. Is it to younger kids?
Well, it doesn't matter, young, old, it doesn't matter.
What's your main message during your motivational speaking?
My main message is that incarceration doesn't necessarily mean that you physically incarcerated. You can be incarcerated out here as well. And a lot of people don't understand that concept, but it's real. A lot of people is living in a bubble out here in a prison and don't realize that they're living in prison. So some people that's incarcerated like myself, I think and feel that I was more free than a lot of people that's out here. So that's why I stated earlier that you see so many mad people walking around out here. It's because they don't have no joy in their life. Why?
No kidding.
It's because they limited on what they do out here with their own life.
Paige, when you were released, because when you were in, you became a mentor in.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked you, when you were released, they said, hey, would you be willing to come back and do motivational speaking at the facility?
Mm-hmm.
And when you were on with us, you were like, I don't want to go back there.
No.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No. I have been asked again, since I've been out of prison. But right now, I don't feel that that's.
You don't
that's
want to
my
do it?
Not ready for it.
No. I'm not ready to get locked back behind them bars.
Yeah, you don't want to
You
go
know
back
what I mean? So I think that my gift that God has blessed me with, I think the world need this. I gave Department of Correction 37 years of my gift, man, and I think that's enough.
That's very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said. What's next?
I got a movie, man, being produced about my life. A documentary. It's called Rescue from Darkness. I feel that I was rescued from darkness. So it's like a 3-part movie, which is a past, present, and the future. So I'm working on
Is that your idea? Is that your?
Part of my idea, but I had some people behind me that's directors and film producers and
Is Cassie part of that? The
Yes.
female that we met earlier?
yes,
That's
she is
great.
part of that.
That's great.
Yes.
Now, when do you expect that to come to fruition?
Well, we hoping that this can come off, man, like early summer of next year.
Can we play ourselves in the movie?
Oh, you are in the movie. You are in the movie, most certainly.
You don't want that face in the movie right there.
Right.
That one right
I already
there.
got George Clooney lined up for me.
Yes. it wouldn't be right, for you guys not to be in the movie, because you guys played a big part of Paige Spears getting out here.
Well, we would like to have you on at the release time when you're out there
Absolutely.
talking about. We'd like to have you on about the
Tell
movie.
people how to find it. Go find that.
We'll help you with that in any way we can.
But one of the other things that I wanted to get into some of the, and we talked to you a little bit before you got on, some of your time in prison. And one of the characters that has gone viral here is
Raphael Jackson.
And Danny, you had an interesting question for him.
So you heard some of our shows with Raphael Jackson and the Confessions.
Sure.
To us, he seemed so much like a cold-hearted murderer that just had no feeling. He was just numb and spoke so freely about murdering people and shooting people up that we called an FBI profiler in to listen to the confession tapes and evaluate who this person was and give us his professional opinion. One of the things the profiler said was he's going to get a lot of street cred in the penitentiary because he never snitched. He never talked about who was with him during all his crimes, and he gets some cred for that. But he said he would probably go in, when he goes into penitentiary, which he's there now, would be a leader. Would do well in the penitentiary and would have people protecting him. And you spent 37 years. You listened to Raphael Jackson. Do you think he has the demeanor that would come into the penitentiary to be a leader?
Yeah, most certainly. One thing about street cred that always follow you into the system. Okay, if you're a rat, you're a punk, you're a coward, that's going to follow you into the prison. So he already got that street cred. He already got respect going in the door. So now what he got to do, going to the prison system, he got to learn how to live there. Just like he learned how to grow into the streets and become who he was in the streets, he got to learn how to live in prison.
Whole new ball game?
It's a whole different ball game. But a lot of people don't know how to adjust of living in prison, But I think that he has the capability of adjusting and becoming the leader.
Well, we're not wishing him well. I just wanted to ask the question.
Yeah, sure.
The profiler said just that he would do well.
Yeah.
And he was probably big guy too. He's probably working out. He was lean guy, but he's probably excelling in prison.
Yeah.
What he said.
Actually, he's 5'9", 145.
Oh wow.
And like I was telling you guys, not to toot my own horn. When I went in, I was 5'4", 130 pounds. And I was leading guys that was in there 15 to 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So the size really doesn't matter. I think it's the strength that you have up there, and by me being a street person going in, did I have people test me? Sure. But when they did, I had to crush them.
Right.
Because that's where the level of respect came in.
Right.
But if I didn't crush them, when they came at me like that, I'd have had a hard 37 years to do.
Right.
So when guys was there 15 to 20, 30 years, they seen that I wasn't a pushover, I started gaining respect inside of the prison. Even though they respected me on the streets, you always going to have people that's going to try you.
Right.
Let me ask you this: being a smaller guy, even though you wouldn't win, you just went after it. I mean, because a lot of times, obviously, somebody 6'6", but if they know that every time they're going to fuck with you, that they're going to. It's not going to be, like you said, not be a pushover.
Right.
Is that part of the strategy that you had?
Sure. Well, a lot of time, if I can't physically, which I was a boxer, I come out of street boxing when I got in prison. But if I can't physically beat somebody, if I can't beat them with my mind, I got to get violent. And all that goes hand in hand. So did I have to get violent being in prison? Sure I have. That's part of surviving in prison. Am I an extremely violent type of person? No, I'm not. But if I got to get violent, I ain't got a problem getting violent. And I have had to get violent.
Right.
Not one time, not two times, but several times.
Well, 37 years in prison
Yeah.
would lead you to believe that you saw some shit over the years, right?
Sure.
And speaking of seeing some shit over the years, give me one thing that, give us your most scared moment, I guess, where you're like, holy shit. Was there murders that happened that are just like, you're just like, well, how did this go down? And give us something.
I've seen a lot of violence in prison. I'm gonna tell you one story. When I first got to prison, a buddy of mine that I knew from the streets, he gave me an 11-inch knife.
In prison, he gave you an 11-inch knife.
Yeah, 11-inch knife. And he said, you're gonna need this. So I say, what am I gonna do with this knife? He said, you're gonna use it. He said, murders happen here every day in this prison. I said, really? He said, sure. So I said, okay. So I said, well, where I'm going to put this knife? He said, put it in your cell. So I said, okay, where I'm going to put it in my cell? So he told me where I need to put the knife. So I said, okay. So the very next day I went out on the yard. We goes to the gymnasium to play basketball. I seen a guy get murdered on the ping pong table. And he said, see what I told you? I said, man, let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. You know, but I got my knife in my boot, you know, but I said, this is crazy. He said, I'm telling you, this happened all the time, you know. But one of the scariest moments I had in prison, I was walking the chow hall one day, and one of the codes is that nobody never run past you, because it's a scary thing. You don't know if somebody coming to try to hurt you.
Right.
Don't run past you.
Don't run past me, because I don't know what you're running to. You may be running at me. And a guy ran past me, you know, and least that I know, he was finna kill this guy right in front of me. And when he ran right past me, he had a knife in his hand, and he butchered this guy down right in my face, man. You know, and I said, that could have been me.
Yeah.
You know, and that was scary. So you had to numb yourself mentally to violence, because if you see that all the time, that's part of the survival skill. So if you don't numb yourself to violence, you're going to become a victim instantly, you know.
So you
But
did
yeah.
37 years in the penitentiary. and then, you know, early in our conversations or in another show, you said that you went in and you didn't adjust very well. How long did it take you till you figured it out? And then, as you've talked about and as we've talked about, you were well respected at the very end, or at the end. How long did it take you to get there?
Well, the level of respect, I had that coming in the door, but adjusting to incarceration, it was a whole different environment to me. So it's like crawling, walking, running, jumping hurdles. So I had to pave my way to get to that point to where people knew I meant business in prison.
And I'm not so much talking about the prison, the prison part of it, the tough guys, and getting your state. How long did it take you to get over the anger of being in prison?
Oh, okay.
And then moving on and then becoming what you became in prison?
Okay. 8 years. The first 8 years of my incarceration, I always tell everybody that I did it my way, like Frank Sinatra. You know, first 8 years, man, I just pretty much did my time the way I wanted to do it. Didn't care nothing about authority, you know. But I had a sister, she got murdered in 1995, you know, which was 30 years ago. And she would always tell me, she said, brother, if you ever want to walk out of this place, you got to change your life. You got to change your life. So when she got murdered, maybe a few months after that, you know, a light bulb clicked on. And I kept hearing my sister's voice, you know, if you ever want to get out of this place, you got to change your life. So I had this one caseworker, he would always tell me that he's seen some good in me. And he said, man, you really need to get yourself together, man. I see some good in you. So he said, I want to put you in my 12-week relapse prevention class, which is a substance abuse program. And I got in it, and it seemed like every week when I went to class, I was learning something new about myself, because I never knew what made me tick as a man, you know. And so one class led to the next class, to the next class, and I found myself enjoying who this new Paige is. So I went out to the hill, man, and told all my buddies, man, you know, I'm throwing the towel in, I tapped out. And they said, nah, man, you know, I said, I'm tapped out, man. I don't want to be in the streets no more, in prison. And people did not really believe that. They just kept watching me and seeing was my walk consistent. And after 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years in prison, they say, oh, this dude walk is consistent. So the older guys that respected me, some of them didn't respect the change, because people is like in a can. They want to see everybody down at the can together. So when they see me start to change my life, it was a whole different level of respect, because I gave other men hope too. They say, well, if Paige can do this, man, I can do this too, to my hardcore killers, you know. And so once I got involved and I started teaching some of these classes myself, what did I do? I went back and grabbed some of the hardcore drug addicts and killers and stuff like that and say, hey, come on, man, you know, you can do this. So I looked up, man, I had a chain of people, man, that you wouldn't believe that would change their life.
Wow.
Because they looked up to me.
Is
So
as
you were
simple
mentored.
as, and I don't try to want to make it too simple, but is it simple as changing your attitude to being positive?
Was it easy?
No. Was it as simple? Once you went to positivity, Is that where the change came?
Sure, most certainly, because I could no longer react to things from a negative point of view. I had to change.
And that's who you were hanging out with, everybody that had a negative attitude. So prison's no different than life. If you hang out with a bunch of people with a negative attitude, you're probably going to suffer.
That's what you're going to
And when you get a positive attitude, maybe you can work the way to get out of there.
You know what's neat about this part of the story is that when you hooked up with producer John, and producer John brought this to us to try to get us all on board, he told us these stories about you winning in the Penitent. You're a mentor. You were a trustee. You had keys. You could go anywhere you wanted, this and that. Photographer. And we're like, what? And we checked. We checked. And you had the most respect, and you were just a model citizen in there. And you everything that you're just saying, we verified. Mm-hmm. And that's how we got behind you, and John convinced us to get behind you. But it's that transformation that you just spoke about is amazing. And some of the stories you said, you walked around, you had keys and go and do anywhere you wanted.
Pick up the phone whenever you wanted.
Up the phone. I mean, you earned that, and you made the change, and then here you are now. It's amazing. So,
no, I do think it is a positive message that he has, and we don't so much. And John said it today when we were talking about something, and we don't so much want to get involved in cases after they go to jail. Mm-hmm. We would rather not people go to jail.
Sure.
And that's the message I think you can help with, is saying just don't get there. Don't worry about all these intricacies and the snags in the law. Let's just try to keep people out of jail. And it's such a great thing to see guys like you succeed.
Sure.
And get your message out there. It really means a lot to us, and that we had anything to do with that. And it was mainly producer John. I think we all want to make that perfectly clear.
Oh, 100%. It was it was producer John.
Yeah.
And you know that, Paige.
Yeah, John.
We were like, we're not doing a podcast to start going down this road.
Sure.
And he goes, just please listen and let's hear it out. So, and you're very worthy of that. Any last things you want to tell us?
Yeah. First of all, man, I want to eternally, man, thank you all. I'm very eternally grateful for you all getting behind me, because I honestly think other than God and you all getting behind me, I may not be sitting at this table today, because you all had a voice that I didn't have that was needed, and you guys utilized that voice, and you all believed in me. And I just knew I wanted to get out of prison and do right. Because I knew I did everything Missouri Department of Corrections asked me to do. And I say, I just want another shot at life, man. And I tell everybody, I ain't had one bad day since I've been free, man.
That's awesome.
I ain't had one bad day. Every day, even though I went through the identity theft, man, I still was enjoying my life. I still was enjoying my life.
We should have give credit to also mention your brother-in-law. He had a big part of that.
James.
Steve, he's a great part, and but I do want to say that I started a chapstick line.
I was wondering what that was.
It's natural chapstick.
That's some shit out of left field there.
Yeah.
I thought he was giving. I thought we gave him a gift.
You shocked me with that one. We're talking about clothes, and I started a chapstick line.
Yeah, I just started a chapstick line.
That's some weird ass shit, but let's see what you got.
And it's nothing, man. You sell in the stores. I tell everybody that they use this chapstick. It lasts anywhere from 2 to 4 hours on your lips.
I'm addicted to a chapstick. Do you know that?
Yeah. Hey, man, it's great.
Are you serious?
And actually,
always.
Actually, this flavor here is peppermint. It's a Christmas gift that I've been delivering.
What's it called, Paige?
It's called Zodiac Stick, and my slogan is every stick deserves a kiss.
So it's like a mistletoe.
So how does one go about?
It's kind of like the mistletoe.
How does one go about getting this stuff?
So I'm hoping to have a website up, man. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday. I just start putting this out, but I've been blessing everybody, Christmas things and stuff like that. But it will be going for $5.
We'll put that on our Facebook when you come up with your website.
I'm a hard critic on chapstick, just so you know, because I actually am addicted to it.
I'm gonna tell you, man, it's top of the line, brother.
All right, man.
I have not had one person.
Did you put it on, Dan?
It's good.
Yeah,
I went upstairs and got 3 kisses.
Hey, man,
I didn't know the guy's name, but
there you go. We winning. But other than that, Paige enjoying life out here, man.
That is so good.
yeah.
And then I think that positivity thing that it carried over from prison
Yeah.
to the streets. Like
Yeah.
you could have got angry,
Sure.
people honking at you all the time.
Yeah.
You said you were witnessing all kinds of crazy.
Yeah.
That you said that the rage that people were walking around with was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
What's your go-to fast food?
I was gonna. I wanted to ask
Actually, my go-to fast food, man. I've been eating a lot of fish and chicken and
From where?
Chicken. I've been eating at chicken fillet, man. Chicken fillet got some good fish, man.
Don't say that, Captain D's. My sister's in the audience, and every year we go to the Pirate
Oh man,
Day at
Captain D is good.
It's
I just
horrible,
had
man.
some a couple
That's
days
horrible.
ago.
Come on, man.
Even though the fish got smaller now, it used to be.
You know
bigger
why
than
they got
that.
smaller? Because they're
Why?
not fish. I
Hey,
don't know what
it was
they
good
are.
to me, man. It's better than prison food. You know what I mean?
Come on. Is there any of that fish in this chapstick?
No,
Did you hear that?
no.
You can no longer use that. It said it's better than prison food.
man, I'm
You've been out
telling
too
you,
long to
man.
use
Hey,
it's better than prison
hey,
food.
it's
We
better
got
than
to start
prison-
comparing things to different things.
Yeah.
now.
That stuff was
You
not
gotta
even
leave the
edible.
prison food
Yeah,
out of
man.
the thing.
No,
Hey,
that
I've
was-
been eating good out here. You can't tell.
You look good. You look good. Hey, what's your? You're doing a lot of motivational speaking, and we'll let you go on this.
Okay.
But what is your target audience that comes around every time that you're doing the speaking event?
Well, actually, it all depends on what the occasion is. I've spoken in churches.
Okay.
I've spoken at youth centers. I spoke at treatment centers. People in there.
Okay.
Getting that awakening like I got when I first went through my
Yep.
12-week relapse prevention. I spoke to politicians. I've spoken with Mayor Slay. Mayor Corey Spencer. I've been on a couple assignments with her.
Yep.
So it all depends on what the audience is. So I kind of target my message around the audience that I'm dealing with.
Nice.
But
That's great.
if I got to deal with a bunch of gang members,
Now, do you always look this good?
Man, I always look nice, man.
So
Always-
you're doled out. You're decked out with your
I'm
with your
dapper,
clothes.
man.
All right.
I'm
Hey,
dapper.
hey,
And where do people go to visit you if they want to come see you for some clothes? Where do they come?
All they got to do is come to Milano's on West Florissant, man, and ask for Paige, man, and we'll hook you up
There
with
you
the
go.
best suit in St. Louis, man.
You may see Ozzie Smith. He does look like he does. remind
He
me of
looks like Ozzie Smith. dude.
Yeah.
Paige,
Talks like
we
him.
want you on before Rescue from Darkness. We
Okay.
want we want to help you with
You
that.
and Cassie.
Good deal.
Bring Cassie on, and then
most
you guys
certainly.
can talk about the release and where everybody can find it.
Okay.
Paige,
And then
thanks
when you
again.
come up with your website there, we'll put that on Facebook.
Good deal.
Doggone
Good
right.
deal.
All right.
Come up with one with some SPF 15.
Got you.
All right, bro.
Got you, man.
All right.
Love
Thank
you guys,
Paige.
man. Love you
Thanks,
guys,
Paige.
man. All right.